Hello everybody, welcome back. Today inshallah we'll talk about the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system connects the central nervous system with all parts of the body. And it's considered as a network of nerves which consists of two main parts: cranial nerves that arises from the brain and spinal nerves that arises from the spinal cord. We have in our body 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and these nerves are three types: sensory, which carry sensation from the receptor to the brain, and motor nerve, which carry the order of action to the effector organ, which is the muscle or glands. Or we have another type of nerves, which is the mixed one, which contain both sensory and motor nerve fibers together. What about the spinal nerve? The spinal nerves are 31 pairs. All the nerves are mixed. I mean, they contain both sensory and motor nerve fibers together. The spinal nerves are many groups. First, we have 8 pairs of nerves connected to the neck, and it is called cervical nerves. And we have 12 pairs connected to the chest, and it's named thoracic nerves. We have 5 pairs connected to the abdomen or the lumbar region of the spinal cord, and it is named lumbar nerve. Also 5 pairs connected to the sacral region or the sacral vertebrae or in the pelvis, and it is called sacral nerves. And 1 coccygeal nerve, which present at the lower part of the vertebral column. Again, we have 8 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral, and 1 coccygeal, and all together are 31 pairs. These pairs arises from both sides of the spinal cord. What about the reflex arc? The reflex arc is the unit of nerve activity in the human being, the unit of response. If your finger touches the flame of the candle, the finger muscle will contract immediately and goes away from the flame of candle. What happened here? The receptor in your skin feel the heat of the flame of candle, and the impulse is passed through the afferent neuron. The afferent neuron is a sensory nerve that passes through the dorsal root till it reaches the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, the sensory neuron is connected to the connector neuron or intermediate neuron. Then the impulse will pass to motor neuron, which passes in ventral root till it reach the muscle and give it the order to contract and go away from the flame of the candle. The other part of the peripheral nervous system is the autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system is regulating the involuntary activity. What's the meaning of involuntary activity? It is the activity that don't obey the human will, like respiration process, like cardiac muscle contraction and relaxation of the blood vessels, secretion of gastric juice in the gastrointestinal tract. All these activities not under the control of the will of the human being. so it is called involuntary activity. And this involuntary activity is controlled by two types of nerves. One of them is called sympathetic and the other is called parasympathetic. And the sympathetic is controlling the emergency state, or it is called its act on emergency system. The sympathetic nerve arises from the thoracic region and lumbar region. So all sympathetic nerve arises from this area, thorax and lumbar, while the parasympathetic nerve arises from brainstem and sacral region. As we mentioned, the sympathetic nervous system is the control of emergency. It is the system of emergency in our body. If you are in a stress condition or in fear, what will happen? Let's take each part in your body and show what is the effect of sympathetic nervous system. First, if you look at the pupil of a stressed individual, we will find the pupil is dilated. Why? To have more clear image of the surrounding. The respiratory rate will increase, so we need more oxygen. So the bronchi will be dilated. The heart rate will increase to push more blood to the blood vessel, and this blood will reach to all organs of the body. The liver will increase the level of blood glucose to increase the need of glucose. The suprarenal gland secrete epinephrine hormone or adrenaline hormone, which is the stress hormone. All this needed during the stress factor. And the sympathetic will inhibit the unneeded response as salivary secretion. During stress, it's not a time to eat or to taste food or to digest food. So the salivary secretion will decrease. The same for all GIT secretion, it will be inhibited. Also, during stress, it's not time for urination. So relaxation of urinary bladder occurs. But under stress, the sympathetic system will be stimulated. It will dilate the pupil, dilate the bronchi, increase heart rate, increase secretion of glucose in blood, increase secretion of adrenaline or epinephrine hormone, and inhibit the salivary secretion, the GIT secretion, and cause relaxation of urinary bladder. What about the parasympathetic? The parasympathetic regulates your body during rest. So, no need for dilatation of the pupil. The pupil will be constricted. It's time for eating and enjoying food, so increasing the salivary secretion. The heart rate will be decreased. No need for more blood to be pushed. The respiratory rate will be at slow rate, so the bronchi will be constricted. The food will be digested well, so with the increasing secretion of the GIT system, no need for more blood glucose, so the secretion of glucose from the liver will be decreased, and here contraction of urinary bladder can occur. Thank you for your attention.